Hello, everyone. Welcome in. This is Kelly Weiler here at Girl Upcycled Studio. And this is my Wednesday live at 5. And I have a really fun project for you all today. So say hello when you come rolling in. All right. Hello, everybody. So this is what we're working on today. Let me show you guys what this is exactly because it's kind of odd, isn't it? I'll show you what I'm going to do. So this is a vintage ironing board slash stole slash fair. I thought I would make a really, really cute, really open sign is what it would be. And so I'm thinking about going with some of the colors that are in my branding, like blues, turquoise, and colors like that is what I'm first thinking about. So, and then thinking about using some of the new inlay from Debbie Beard. So it would be this one. Hey, Carrie. Is it echoing? Okay. Let me maybe come back. Hold on. If I can't fix it. Maybe. Okay, is it better? Let me know. A little bit better. It is. Okay. Okay, that should fix that. Let me know if that fixed it. If not, I'll have to log out and log back in, which is not a big deal, but I can always do that. Let's see if I can see your comments on here. Oh, yeah. Echo. Hey, Lois. How are you? That fixed it? Okay, good. Nice. All right, so those of you that are local, by the way, the Restore, our local Restore, which is located out at the Sunrise Center, they're having a like 50% off sale. So they are getting ready to completely renovate their store, which I'm really excited for them. It's going to be nice. So they're getting rid of just as much as they possibly can. So I didn't even realize that when I was there yesterday. So I was pleasantly surprised. I have a beautiful sideboard that I have that'll be delivered. So I'll be working on that soon. And I had to pick this up because it's so cute, right? Like, let me get rid of the. There we go. Get rid of that so you can see. But I love these old vintage boards and how they made it, because back in the day they were always thinking about multiple uses for things, right? So this is an ironing board, this is a little step stool, and it's also a seat. So if you take it all the way down, let's see if I can take it all the way down. So if I take it all the way down, it's a little seat. So I think it's really pretty cute and unique and all that stuff. And they don't make stuff like this anymore. I wish they did, but they don't. But my thoughts are, so I'm going to go with some of my colors and my branding. So it's going to be blues and turquoise and things like that. But what I'm thinking is my undertone on this part, I'm thinking about doing brighter colors. So I'm going to do my underpaintings with kissing booth, corals, probably like fire start, like bright pops underneath, so that kind of pops a little bit, and then I'll do like a wash over top of that. So this is probably going to be a two-parter. So I'm going to start on it with you all today, and then next Monday, or I'm sorry, not Monday, next Wednesday, we will do, we'll continue on this. So, and then finally, the last step, I'm thinking about doing some of the inlays. So I think that would be cute, maybe at the top or the bottom here. And then I'm going to do, and I'm going to turn this into my open sign. And then all of this little area I think would be cute with some detailing. So we'll kind of wait and see once I get it worked on, where I want to go. Hey Bobby, how are you? And Dolores is here and Lois is here. Thank you guys so much for spreading the love too. I appreciate that. I'm going to set this aside so we can get started. And I think the best, tighten this up. I think the best way for me to do this is to tighten this up and work on here down first, so I can get to it. And then I'll probably do the underneath part when I'm not with all of you. So typically, if those of you that are at home and you're new at this, you typically would go upside down and you want to paint your underneath first. And then you flip it over. Hey, Shelly, how are you, my friend? Then you flip it over and then you start on your top layer, okay? But so I've got a couple of brushes. Probably the main one I'm going to use today is the Paint Pixie French tip, and this is a really, really old one. It's pretty well used, and I save this one for when I'm creating texture and I'm doing stippling or pouncing, which is kind of what I'm thinking I'm going to do. So that's what I'm going to start with today. And let me grab my little paint palette here, and let's see. I should have used my papers. My paper plates, I guess, would have been way easier. But Shelly, what you been into? All right, so let's get started. Like I said, I'm going to start with my warm colors. So I have some fire starter. So I'm going to put this down here first. And what I'm going for is texture on this first layer. I want it to look like it has been painted years ago and it's chipping and texturized and all that by the time I get done with it. So I have fire starter, and I'm going to have to plug in. I have fire starter, I have liquid sunshine, and now I'm grabbing Kissing Booth, which is a fuchsia. Let me plug you in real quick. Angie, how are you? Hey, Angie, I believe you are the one that is getting a mug sent to you, and I sent that out today. I believe that was you, correct? And that is being delivered today. Okay. I'm just going to start stippling, pouncing right now. And it's going to be a little bit, I'm going to use all three of these colors. So when you paint like this, you have to think it is pretty thick, so you're going to have to use, if you're not wanting to blend any of those colors, which I think would be okay blending some of them. If they accidentally blend, I'm not going to be mad at that. But if you're not wanting to blend it, you're going to have to use a hairdryer and kind of dry it in between. Okay. So I'm just kind of randomly stippling this in. I went back and forth with the idea on this, and I was almost going to go like really dark as my base, because I thought that that would show up well if I use like white letters for the open part and then the dark background. But I think this is going to work. And the way I see it is, it's just paint, right? If I don't like it, like I can just paint over it. But I think this is going to be really super cute. So I'm kind of, it just kind of looks very splotchy right now, which is kind of what we want right now. This is a great exercise for those of you that are perfectionists. Do I have any perfectionists out there? Thank you for that. That's correct. Yep. So Angie, that I am going to send your tracking number out to you here when I get done. So I'm glad you popped on. Okay. So again, this is Fire Starter. You guys, this is the DIY paint, which is an all natural clay-based paint, okay? So there's no VOCs at all in this. So you can paint inside your home right now. I know a lot of us are in areas where the weather's not the best. So this is a great paint for going ahead and tackling some of those projects. We're stuck in our house anyway, so this is awesome just to, start painting on those projects right in your kitchen if you need to. All right, I'm going to, actually, I think I need to change, let me wipe this brush down real good, because I do want it to be, I want the yellow to be bright enough to where it shows through. So right now I have that wet paint on my brush, so it's blending right on the brush there. So I'm going to dip in to Liquid Sunshine is next. And then we're just going to do this again where we're just stippling in. Okay. So don't be afraid of the texture that you create from this, okay? That texture is going to give your, the foundation and the background of your paint, it gives it a little bit of tooth. And what happens, because you're putting that texture on it and you're giving it that tooth, it's going to allow all those top layers to just really, be a little richer. It's going to have more movement, and then when we go on top of it and do our waxes, or if you use patinas, whatever you use, it's really going to look good. So don't be afraid of the texture that it makes, okay? Again, this is Liquid Sunshine. I am kind of thinking about pulling in some of the new painterly paints too, but I'm going to do that maybe after this dries, and I'm going to see if it's bright enough for me. On the underpainting, which is basically what we're creating, right? This first layer is our underpainting, just like as if we're painting on canvas. And we do that background and we have all those layers. Furniture is the same thing. So people kind of get hung up on that a little bit, but it is absolutely the same thing. It is just simply an underpainting is all we're creating. It's going to be really a little fun, a little crazy looking right now, but remember that's not your end result. Remember this is just the first layer, so a lot of people get a little bit scared about that, and they kind of get freaked out a little bit actually, so just reassuring you that just to go for it and give it a try, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now. I'm going to wipe my brush off. I'm not going to wet it down. What you could do is if you have new brushes or other brushes beside you, you can just grab a clean brush. So it's not a bad idea to own, a couple of your favorite styles of brushes. My favorite, I love the French tip. I have this one, which is the Paint Pixie. I have a synthetic one that I love that's shaped just the same, and that's Debbie's brand. I really like the VIP brush too. I may use this when I get to the board part, just because it's quick, because you cover a lot of ground with this, and you can put multiple colors on this. So I can actually do, 2 or 3 colors at one time with this brush and stipple it. So, but we'll do that later. But for these smaller areas that have a lot of creases in it, I like the ones with the point. Another favorite brush of mine is, now this is for the smooth look, but I love this little dipper one because it fits right in the small sample. So these are 3 of my favorites. Okay, so I've got this all wiped off, and I'm gonna jump right into Kissing Booth, which is the fuchsia pink, and I'm gonna start stippling that. Now you can, if your paint is not thick enough, the clay paint is pretty thick, but if you need it thicker, you can just pour your paint out and let it sit and dry for a little bit, and it will it'll just get automatically thicker from the air, right? So you have choices. There are other things you can do to thicken it up too. There's additives you can buy and things like that. But the paint dries so fast, and I don't know about you, but our air here is real dry. I'm in Ohio, so the air's so dry this time of year. So it really, you can set it out just for a short amount of time, and it's good to go. Preparation for this, I just wiped it down. I did not do any kind of base coat or primer or anything. This was how I bought it, and it's good to go. You don't have to prime it before you paint it, which is like the wonderful thing about the clay-based paint. You just buy it and you start clean. I would say the most important thing is to make sure the piece is clean. So you want to make sure that there's no grease or buildup of wax or anything like that, right? So, all right. I think this under part I'm going to do the same way. So I'm going to add it. I forgot about that. So I could probably put some kind of a inlay up here on that part as well. So I'm going to just see what it looks like when I get done, and then I'll decide. So, again, this one's Kissing Booth, and it is a beautiful fuchsia. Now the paint will lightly lighten up just a little bit when it's drying, so just go into it expecting that. So is there anyone watching that has not used this before? If so, let me know, and I'm absolutely happy to answer any questions for you. If so, it's super, super easy to use. Okay. It's a little crazy town right now, huh? A little crazy town. So I'm going to do this all the way over this bottom area, making sure I have all of these, all the colors. And you can see I actually have a couple of different brushes that I use as far as the French tip goes. Hey, Judy, did you load up at the Restore? Girl, you know. Um, yeah, I don't know if any of you are close enough to get here, but 50% off of everything at the Restore. So they are completely renovating. So excited because it's going to make a huge difference in our local Restore. It's just gonna be so pretty and light and bright, and I'm so happy for them that they're doing that. Um, but anyway, yeah, I have a couple of these. I have one that's newer, so my newer one I saved just for the corners, and then this one is getting a little sprawled out. You can tell I use this one to do all the pouncing with. So, all right, so I'm running out of paint here, so I'm gonna load back up. So again, I'm back to fire starter. Let me get a little bit on here. It's actually getting pretty thick on me. A little bit of fire starter. Fire starter is this just beautiful bright orange tone. So, okay.
Yeah, I purposely didn't turn the music on yet because I've been using my phone all day because I'm working on a mission meeting. And I've been using it to be able to do stuff.
Get this up here.
44% battery.
How's everybody this week? I just got back from an amazing retreat, by the way. Um, so I just got back from Solana Beach, and we were at the Painterly workshop at Debbie Beard's, Debbie's Design Diary. It was amazing. We had a blast. It was a 2-day retreat, and we had a really good time. But I tell you what, it went by so fast, as it always does, right? All the retreats just seem to fly by. I could have used like a couple extra days out there, but it's what it is. Um, but yeah, everybody taught different things. There were 6 instructors there. So I mean, they had a ton of information that we covered. Of course, we were using the new Painterly paints, which I will probably be incorporating in the top of this at some point here. Um, Tons and tons of, we covered a lot of ground. So um, you can look at all the pictures and see all the things that we did. I know Jennifer McKee did a puffer fish using all those bright colors. Um, let's see, Debbie Frimmer did a peacock feather, so she taught the ladies, how to layer and blend and how to get that texture of the feather. And then Kristen Calhoun, my girl, Kristen from She Paints, so proud of her. She did the whole composition of how to set up portrait. So that was really, she did so good, so proud of her. And then the next day we had Debbie Beard, Dion Woods, and myself were set up for the next day. And Debbie did her little layering and texturizing on furniture. All 3 of us used the inlays, Debbie's paint inlays. So we all did kind of this mixed media kind of a situation, which was really cool. Dion did a mixed media abstract, and then I did a flamingo that incorporated the inlay, some of the flowers in the feathers, and so we kind of made the feathers look like flowers, and so yeah, it was really cool, and it was so much fun. We gave our paintings away. Dion and I typically, when we do classes and retreats together, we really, it's our favorite part is at the end is if we get finished, that is, if we like to gift it to somebody. So it was just really special, and it was just like I said, that's my favorite part. Well, one of my favorite parts. My second favorite part is at the end is going around and looking at everyone's finished work. So the first night of the retreat was kind of demonstration, so everybody was watching and learning. And then the second day of the retreat, they were able to jump in and they all had canvases themselves. And so it's just so interesting to me to walk around and see everybody's um, like their style and their take on different methods, and we just all learn from each other. So nope, we did not record the whole thing, but we do have little clips, and this is Carrie Johnston on here that is helping me on the back end here. So with the Girl Upcycled page. So thank you for that, Carrie, answering questions. And Carrie was there with me, so she was able to capture a ton of things on video. We have tons of photos. So if you are following me, I have been doing reels, and I have been doing, you can check the reels and stories on Instagram as well as here on Facebook. So you'll see clips of everything that we did. You'll also see some clips of what the attendees were doing. So very, very cool. Very, very cool. So if you do go watch those, tag me on it and let me know what you like as you're watching it. If you are planning on hitting a retreat this year, um, start planning now. I know if you'd like to attend one that I'm going to be at, I will be at the Courage on Canvas in September. We'll be back in Connecticut again. That venue there is top notch. So highly, highly encourage you, if you want to get into that, to grab a ticket there as soon as they go on sale. I don't think they're on sale yet, but I will be there with Dion this year. And then right now I have in my private group, which is called the Creators Club. If you join the Creators Club, you can come to our private retreat here for the Creators Club, and that runs the second weekend in October. So is what we're looking at for that. So excited about that, and it's my favorite time of year, you know. So save up now, try to make plans, grab your tickets, grab your plane tickets, and try to make plans to get to one. You will go home with so much knowledge and just so much under your belt. So try to get in on one, whether it's with me or not. They are absolutely wonderful, at least the ones I've attended. So put that on your list if you have thought about it, and if it keeps entering your mind, there's a reason for that. So you want to, um, you want to try to do that, make it happen. All right. So how many of you have been to one? Say me, me, me. I need to just go to somewhere I'm just attending rather than teaching too. So I'm hoping to get to at least one or two this year, and as far as just being an attendee, I guess would be better. Me, Judy. I know, Judy. Seriously, we have a lot of fun, don't we? All right, I'm going to go back in with Liquid Sunshine. So we have this bright, yummy, sunny color, which we don't have sun here right now. So, liquid sunshine helps, right? So we're pouncing. Pounce, pounce, pounce. Now it looks a little crazy. And like I said, remember that this is going to be toned down. We'll be doing a wash over all of this when it's all said and done. So I will be doing a part 2 of this on next Wednesday will be our part 2. So, and I'm hoping I don't know if I have to have a part 3. We'll see. Because I will want to do the paint inlay live with all of you as well, right? So paint inlays are I find that the paint inlays that people are a little bit intimidated by those, and they're so easy to do. So I really want to kind of show you guys really how easy they are to use, and there's nothing to be afraid of. So, hey, Patience, better late than never. That's right, girl. Patience, what retreats are you hitting this year? Are you going to Indiana? You probably are, aren't you? All right. So, whoops. Spilling stuff. So I'm going to do this all the way around. So I think you guys kind of get the gist of that, right? So let's see if we can draw this down. I think it's going to be a really cute sign, right? It's all the way down like this as well. Okay. So this one, I want to change the colors up a little bit. I think I want to go darker with this, just so like the verbiage can pop out. If I can sell some furniture, get it, girl. Sell it. All right. So let's see. I want some dark colors on my underpainting. So I am thinking boho blue is a nice dark one. I want to do all blues too. So boho blue and probably Hey Sailor maybe. Let's just do that. Just want to keep it dark blues. And I'm going to clean this out real quick. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to use this other brush. So I'm going to pour this onto my palette here. Dump a little dollop down. I have a little black dress too. Let's do some little black dress. So that's going to take it really dark. So we have Hey Sailor, little black dress, and boho blue. So right now I'm just going to do two colors on that big brush. So we're going to use the VIP, which is this one. And I'm going to dip one side in with the Hey Sailor and one in on the little black dress. So you have like that. Now, if you wanted to, those of you that have the squirt bottles, which I actually could, you could go in and squirt a third color in the middle, which would be good. Sorry, I'm getting a text. So there's three colors there, and I'm going to take this and stippling this. Okay, so you notice how I'm turning my brush the whole time? You want to do that so it's not all painted in the same direction, right? So I'm going to dip in again. So you want to follow the sides. You want to keep your blue side in the blue and your darker side in the black. And then again, we're going to go with the boho blue in the middle. Okay? I'm going to start with you. And I want to make sure I get all that white covered up. And that texture, I'm going to go back for more. It's pretty thick, but you don't want it thick enough to where I don't want it sloppy and dripping on me, okay? So I'm trying to be somewhat careful. use whatever works best for you. If this brush works better, then use this one. You'll probably just need to do one color at a time like I did earlier. But like I said, this bigger one kind of cover a lot of ground pretty quickly. So I'm kind of just pushing those bristles as I'm hitting that wood. I'm pushing those bristles in, making all that texture. Okay. Any questions so far? Anybody? If you do, just let me know. I sell all these products on my website, so you can grab it there. Among other things, once you get on there, you'll probably have a squirrel moment and start looking around. Look at a lot of interesting things on there. So I know that my sister has the new ceramic hearts coming for Valentine's Day. So if you need something different for Valentine's Day, you can find her mirrored hearts. And we are actually doing a paint class on February the 14th for Valentine's Day, and it's called Blind Love. So I think that's going to be kind of fun because you're going to come with a partner. Anybody, it could be anybody you love. It doesn't have to be, husband, wife, whatever. Anybody you love. And you're going to blindfold your partner, and you're going to help guide them on a paint design. So I think it's going to be very interesting. Judy, I think you and Bobby need to come to that. Come for a couple hours. I think that would be fun. So that is on a Wednesday night. It'll be on the 14th. So I won't be doing a live that night because I'll be doing a class that night, right? But I don't know if you guys can see all the texture from there, but it's really building up. The layers are really building up really nicely. Right there. So you can see all the, looking in the computer, you can definitely see all the blue hues versus the black. So that's perfect. That's really what we wanted. So, thank you. Carrie just dropped the link to the Blind Love party. Should be a lot of fun. So we had a great time. We had a lot of one of my favorite things aside from the retreat was our little Carrie and I were trying to have a business meeting, and we were trying to be all serious and totally responsible and year planning for the year out. And we hit this spot right there in what is it called? Is it Cedros? Is that the name of it? Solana Beach is just right down from Debbie's. Cutest little coffee shop. They have fresh herbs that they infuse and sprinkle into your coffee. And we're sitting there minding our own business, drinking coffee, and we catch in the background, there's bunnies. There's bunnies hopping all around. And I'm just oh my gosh. How am I supposed to focus? I can't focus with coffee and bunnies. How is that even possible, right? It's I don't know how much work I'm going to get done. So it was so cute. But we do have some pictures of that. And if you ever go to Debbie's at Solana Beach, you have to go to this place. It's adorable. And I was man, that's a great marketing plan. Just add bunnies and the people will come. It was so cute, right? Judy says, I want to go. I need to talk to her talk her into it. She goes to work. Oh, gotcha. Let's see. I think it starts at 6. So yeah, he should be done. We're gonna try to keep it like it's a really really simple design, and we're gonna try to keep it at 2 hours or less. Hour and a half to 2 hours is what we're gonna try to keep it at. So, so tell her she might be out until like, 10:30, something like that. Hey, Marlene, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. All right. So have any of you painted like this with the multiple colors on the brush? I know Dion paints a lot of her, I think she does yes, it is Marlene. I think Dion uses this brush for a lot of her florals too. So, yeah, this is covers a ton of ground, so you don't have to mess around, right? We're just going to keep pouncing. Move your brush north, south, east, and west, so you don't have a definite, pattern as you're painting. Okay. So Marlene, our local restore, I did not even know it. I just went in. I caught a video, and I actually caught a glimpse of this, and I caught a glimpse of something else in there that I wanted to look at. And I went in, and they are having a 50% off sale. So I was so stoked. I have a beautiful sideboard coming. My husband, I was like, oh, by the way, babe, you got to go pick this thing up. It's going to be really heavy. It's beautiful. I believe it's a I think it's Bassett, was the name of it. So very pretty. So I cannot wait to get that. So I'll be painting that. So you guys will probably be able to see what I'm doing, since I'm doing these lives every Wednesday now. So is that working out good for everybody? Versus the Monday. Mondays were yes. Getting a little warm in here. Usually it's cold. Yeah, so any of you that are close by, probably want to make sure you hit that place up. They have a lot of stuff there right now. So I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with the place. You're going to get all new flooring and everything. I'm going to have to check out the one near you. Yeah, I don't think that it's statewide or anything, Marlene. I think it's just our location here locally. And they needed it. It's an old IGA, so they need that extra attention on that. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this. I want to make sure I cover, since it was painted white, I want to make sure that I get all of that covered. Right. The one thing I will say, the inlays tend to play really well with the DIY paint, okay, because they're matte, and the inlays need, like I said, they like to have a little bit of tooth, because you use water to transfer it over, because it's actual paint designs, right? I'll show you. So these are actually paint. These are not the rub-on designs. So it does really well when you wet it down, and it has that tooth that we're giving it right now. We wet it down, and it's just going to kind of absorb right in. And then when we go to pull that off, then that paint from this will transfer over to there. Super, super easy. And these are made to look like, when you pull them off, depending on how how you do it and how you pull it off. They will be a little weathered looking. There are ways to do it to where it's like a full transfer over, where it fully, is bolder in color. I usually like it to be a little more weathered looking, is normally what I do. But yeah, anyway, that is Debbie's new inlay, and that is, we all use those at the retreat, so it's a lot of fun. So I kind of want to make sure I have something here to show my customers how it looks.
Whatever organic movement will feel good in your body. How does your body want to move right now?
Okay. So that's really, are there any questions? Because that's really all for this first layer. And you need to really let this dry really, really well before we go to the next step. So if you have, I'm going to give you guys just a second. If you have any questions about this, or if there's anything you're nervous about, or whatever, once you get this done and you get it covered really well, I'm going to go over top of it with a wash of some sort. So I'm thinking for this front one, the front wash I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use the Blue Iris, which is this brighter. And then the back portion of it, of course, I need to finish this, but I think you guys got the idea of how to do that, right? Hey, Callie, how are you? Oh my goodness, I've not seen you in so long. How are you, my friend? Hope everything's good at the bayou, my bayou friend. Um, anyway, so I will finish this out, but I think you guys get the idea. Stipple the whole thing. If your paint does not have enough tooth, does not have enough texture, just pour your DIY paint out, let it dry a little bit, and it'll thicken right up for you. There are things that you can buy to add to it to get it thicker, but I feel like I don't really use it. I just feel like I just set it out and let it dry, and I'm good to go. I feel like that's good. You're getting thunderstorms. Yeah, it's been rainy here too for the last couple of days. Kind of. 'Tis the season, isn't it? And it actually was raining in San Diego when we were there as well. So the first day during the retreat was just really pretty, and then the second day, we went to Debbie's. Cali is where we went. The second day it just poured, but we luckily, Debbie's dad and Bobby, Bobby I think it was, put all the tarps and stuff up. So yeah, it was all good. We still had fun. All right, you guys, I'm going to pop off of here, and I will finish doing the underpainting on this, and then next Wednesday I will come back and we will continue on this project and we'll let it dry all the way. Okay? All right, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and pop off. Have a great week, everyone.